shortly. All right, call the meeting to order. The January 21st regular meeting of the Board of Selectpersons is called to order. I'm first Select Person Christine Vitale. I'm joined by Select Person Marcy Spolier, and I anticipate that Select Person Brenda Kupchak will be joining us shortly via Zoom. I ask you to all please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
See you again.
So January has been designated as Muslim Heritage Month in the state of Connecticut, and we have a proclamation here. I read these proclamations, I feel like I'm doing one per week, and very often they don't have a big audience. So wherever possible moving forward, I'm going to try to read these proclamations at a Board of Selectmen meeting so I could share it with the board, we can get it on FairTV, and it can be part of the record so our larger community can know what's going on. So I'm gonna read this. Town of Fairfield, Connecticut Proclamation. Whereas the town of Fairfield takes great pride in the varied religious and cultural traditions of its residents and seeks to provide all members of our community with opportunities to better understand and appreciate this diversity, which includes the recognition of Muslim Heritage Month. And whereas Muslims are the world's second largest religious group with over 2 billion adherents, about 150,000 of whom reside in Connecticut. They have made significant contributions that shape our world, especially in achievements in medicine, chemistry, mathematics, physics, astronomy, philosophy, architecture, music, and the arts. And whereas the history of Muslims in the United States dates back to before the founding of our country, originating with enslaved Africans bringing Islamic beliefs and practices with them and contributing to the founding of our nation, including their brave military service in every major war starting with the American Revolution. And whereas the town of Fairfield honors the rich history and culture of its Muslim community and recognizes the positive impacts they have made and continue to make. And whereas the town of Fairfield joins the Muslim community in its strong commitment to the values of inclusivity and unity and continues to take important steps to embrace and celebrate diversity. The inclusion of Eid al-Fitr as a school holiday stands as a testament to our town's understanding and respect for its Muslim neighbors. And whereas by proclaiming January Muslim Heritage Month, the town provides a welcoming opportunity for fellow residents to learn more about one another and be thankful for the many cultural, historical, and civic contributions of Muslim Americans in Fairfield and beyond. And whereas recognizing Muslim Heritage Month encourages meaningful dialogue and learning that brings us all closer together as a community. This recognition also provides a platform for educational programs, cultural events, and opportunities to celebrate the diversity that makes Fairfield such a special place to live, work, and visit. Now therefore, I, Christine Vitale, the first select person of the town of Fairfield, do hereby proclaim the month of January 2026 as Muslim Heritage Month in the town of Fairfield and encourage citizens to join me in appreciating the positive contributions of our Muslim community and the diversity and culture they bring to town. In witness whereof, I hereunto set my hand and cause the great seal of the town of Fairfield to hereby be affixed on this first day of January, the first day of January 2026. Celebrate the month. We hosted just a small coffee up in the first select person's office to give members of the community an opportunity just to connect with our town employees, hear about their concerns, and we're going to be doing this for other groups throughout the year just as an opportunity to learn more and build our community. So I thank those who are here today. Thank you for the rich contributions you make to our community. You are welcome to stay for our meeting. Also welcome to go on, because I'm sure you're probably very busy with children's jobs, family, and enjoy the rest of the month.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
Beautiful lady.
Thank you so much.
They're not gonna call my wife. Yeah, you
She said,
did.
get home and you better be hungry.
We could better call police too. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
You want me to give it? Christine?
I will be.
Thank you.
I will. Yes, well, he's gonna email me and then I'll email him back.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye.
You got it, huh?
Select person, just for the record, she sends her regards. She is unfortunately sick, not feeling very well. So we wish her a speedy recovery. Appreciate her not coming here in person. Hopefully she's resting and having chicken soup and feels better soon. There's a lot going around. All right. Moving on, resignation, Town Plan and Zoning Commission alternate, Peter El Sicardi, D, 175 Winnapogue Drive, term November 2025 to November 2025 to November 2029. Submitted his resignation on January 13th, 2026. He regrets that his circumstances have required him to leave Fairfield, so he can no longer serve because he is no longer going to be a resident in our community. We thank him for his service. We're sorry that he's leaving our community, but hopefully if he comes back and ends up, if life takes him back here, we hope that he will get involved again. So we thank him for his service and willingness to serve. And moving on to number 5. We have Fire Chief Kieran Dunn, to hear, consider, and act on approving an agreement between ChimeNet and the Town of Fairfield, acting by and through the Fairfield Fire Department for mobile device management of iPads used for fire apparatus to display incident information, building pre-plans and mapping for the Fairfield Fire Department, and further authorizing the first select person to sign any documents in furtherance of said agreement. Have a motion?
So moved.
I will second that. Chief.
Hi, good afternoon. So this is the contract, it's only $1,300, but the term of the contract is, it's a 3-year contract, so that's why we're before you. It's, as we said, mobile device management for iPads, because otherwise what happens, we have iPads on our fire trucks, all our fire apparatus, but otherwise we'd have to touch every one every time we needed to make an update, change things or whatever. This way we can remotely do it from a screen, we can control them and it also ensure that no software is loaded onto them without our knowing, and things like that. So it's been looked at by David Kelly, so we have his endorsement that this is the way to go, because we always do that when it has anything to do with IT. We always run it by David. So we're before you, hoping that you will agree. Please.
Thank you. Any questions? No. It's pretty straightforward. Any public comment on this? Seeing none, back to the board for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 2-0.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you,
Okay.
Chief.
Bye-bye.
Number 6, Human and Social Services Director. We have Ms. Marco with us. To hear, consider, and act on approving an agreement between LPI and the Town of Fairfield, acting by and through the Fairfield Bigelow Center for Senior Activities for renewal of the community newsletter subscription for the Fairfield Bigelow Center for Senior Activities, and further authorizing the first select person to sign any documents in furtherance of said agreement. A motion?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Thanks. This is our, the contract. It's a 3-year contract. It doesn't cost the town anything. LPI does, like church bulletins and our newsletter and many senior centers. They sell all the advertising and keep that revenue. They print it and give us 2,500 copies to distribute to the town at no cost.
Do we have any say about the advertising on there? Like, is there ever any concerns, I guess, that something's on there that would be not in line with what we want as a community?
That hasn't happened yet, but we do pay attention to that. Every year the salesman will come down and look at the list of advertisers they've used and see if we have any suggestions. We haven't come across anybody yet, but we do pay attention. That's a great question.
And is there any free advertising on there for any type of nonprofits or any type of community engagement advertising?
So not through LPI. We will put in the library programs, community services programs, social services. When we have police programs, we put that in. but not through, we use that as our space that we fill, not as advertising.
Thank you.
Economic development.
And just one other question, just for the public, who does this newsletter go to? Like, who receives it?
We do not mail it out. People pick it up at the senior center. They get it in a welcome packet for new members, and then it's distributed all around town. There's either end of the town halls, it's doctor's offices, the supermarkets, the libraries, some stores,
Is
kind
it
of
the
coffee
same one I
shops.
get electronically?
It is. Yeah, we do send it out electronically, but we don't mail it.
And if residents wanted to sign up to get it electronically, can they opt into that?
Yes, on the town
On the
site.
town website?
Exactly.
Once a month?
Yes.
I feel like I.
I know, it seems like
I feel like
they're
a
much
little more, right?
I know, I feel a little bit like
I
that
don't
too.
know if it's like just because I'm seeing a lot of the ads and the information, but, all right, so once a month, if you can pick it up around town hall, in the library, the senior center, and if you would like to get it via email, go to the town website to subscribe.
Perfect.
And it is a wealth of information, and if you're not a member of the senior center, I encourage you to pick up a brochure and see all of the amazing programs that are being offered.
And you just have to be 50.
I mean, so.
Just saying.
I mean,
Hey, we're still young around there.
Doesn't hurt as you get older. Yeah.
I mean, there are some amazing programs there, so I definitely, and events going on, so definitely check it out. All right, any public comment on this? Seeing none, back to the board for vote, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks very much, and thanks for the
Thank you.
question.
All right, moving on to community and economic development, we have Mr. Barnhart here, our Community Economic Development Director. To hear, consider, and act upon the following resolution as recommended by the Director of Community and Economic Development. Whereas the town of Fairfield Town previously provided a loan to Elizabeth Chettle and Ryan San Angelo, borrower, under its first-time home buyer program, and whereas the borrower has applied for a home equity loan from Connect's lender, and the lender requires the town to subordinate its loan to the lender's deed of trust, mortgage, or security interest as a condition of financing. Now therefore be it resolved, that the town hereby agrees to subordinate its loan and security interest in favor of the lender's senior loan as required by the lender, and that the first selectman, Christine Vitale, is authorized and directed to execute a subordination agreement and any related documents necessary to effectuate this action, subject to approval as to form by the town attorney.
So moved.
I'll second that. Ms. Barnhart.
Good afternoon. For the record, Mark Barnhart, Director of Community Economic Development. As the board is aware, the town has a first-time homebuyer program which provides down payment and closing cost assistance to income-eligible first-time homebuyers. We provide that assistance in the form of a no-interest indefinite term program loan, which is subordinate to the mortgage lender typically. The loans are then paid back upon sale, refinancing, and transfer of the property. The program, there are no town funds involved in the program financing. It's funded entirely through federal dollars through the Community Development Block Grant Program. As mentioned, the family here used our assistance to provide for down payment and closing cost assistance to purchase a home in Fairfield. They're now looking to enter into a home equity line of credit with Connex to consolidate their debt or more favorable financing terms, lower cost, which we support. But Connex is asking us to subordinate our debt. We typically will do that if the total aggregate debt does not exceed 80% of the loan to value, the appraised value of the property, which is the case here. So we're recommending that for your approval. Similar to a similar circumstance we had not too long ago.
Yeah.
Any questions?
We did have a member of the public write to us
I
about.
did respond in writing.
Okay.
Hopefully,
Just
Yeah.
of how the program started. Is there a quick answer?
yeah, well, we've had this program for many, many years. And if I had a nickel for every time somebody said, I've lived in town all this time, never heard of the program. So what we typically find is, despite our efforts to provide outreach and to communicate the value of this program, that unless you're specifically looking to purchase a home, you're not really paying much attention to this type of offering. But we do have this program. It provides up to $30,000 in matching funds toward the down payment in order to assist low-income buyers to purchase their first home in Fairfield. It is funded through our Community Development Block Grant Program. It's an eligible activity. We're not alone in terms of providing that type of assistance. Other communities use funds similarly. And we probably do between 2 and 6 loans each year, depending on funding and interest level. It is becoming increasingly difficult, as I pointed out to the person who inquired, because home prices, we all know that they've gone up considerably. So, and they haven't kept, household incomes haven't kept pace with rising home costs. So that is a deterrent. We're trying to address that in part by providing this type of assistance, but there isn't that much inventory available at prices that people can afford.
Thank you.
Any public comment about this issue? Seeing none, back to the board for vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'll turn things over to Tim.
Okay.
Cons?
He's right here.
Do hear, consider and act on accepting a land donation of 377 Riverside Drive, map 130, lot 36 to the town of Fairfield. Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second? Mr. Bishop?
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for hearing this item. Again, the property is 377 Riverside Drive. The department was approached by the current property owner, Mr. Yarosh, looking to unload the property and donate it to the town as conservation open space. It's currently undevelopable and undeveloped in its current state. Tidal marsh, and partially or often submerged tidally, and it's adjacent to our existing open space. The current parcel size is just over half an acre, and this is, I'll call it downstream of the existing tide gate in the dike right now. That's going to be that's under design for replacement as we speak. Strategically, again, it's a small parcel, but it will get added to the existing open space known as Penfield Mills. And I did submit a map showing the site survey of the property. And I think, also have included with the packet from the tax collector the annual revenue and taxes, $564.40 a year. So it's not a significant loss, but a great gain for our conservation open space that would remain undeveloped in perpetuity. It's pretty basic, but happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. I just want to say I'm really excited. I actually had a constituent reach out to me this weekend, and she was like, "When's the last time we got some open space?" And I looked it up, and it was 2 years ago, I think, in 2024 we did. But I think it was.
We took. Didn't we just take something in?
Yeah.
We did something. I'm not sure, but anytime we can add open space, because we're not going to get more land, and so if we can get this in the hands of the town, that's wonderful. I think it's a great asset.
Yeah, right now, just as on that point, I don't have the number in front of me, but it's roughly every 2.5 months we get a new parcel.
Oh, great.
So, and as I listened to Christine earlier this morning, we acquired about 30 acres last year for free, basically at no cost to the town.
I thought I remembered approving some, but you got to update your website then.
Okay.
I think so, because when I go, the last time is 2024 or something.
Oh, that's
and
good
then
to
it
know.
says you did some updates around the Mill area, in 2025, but it wasn't acquiring new. So
Okay, good to
Yeah.
know.
yeah, but thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Any public comment on this? Seeing none, back to the board for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carries.
It's over, but I would also add that it was approved for acceptance by Conservation, Planning and Zoning, Land Acquisition. So it's,
Perfect. So I'm glad that
Good luck at the RTMs in the
yeah,
last bit.
that'll be next. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, minutes to review and approve the draft minutes of January 7th, 2026.
So moved.
I'll second that. discussion?
Nope.
Okay. Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the board for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. To consider and act upon tax refunds as recommended by the tax collector in the amount of $26,272.75.
So moved.
Second that. Any questions?
No.
Any public comment? Seeing none, back to the board for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. All right, just a couple of updates. We are in the midst of the property revaluation. The time period for the informal hearings have passed. That doesn't preclude residents from still being able to file an appeal. They can file between February 2nd and February 20th, and appeal hearings will be held during the month of March. Those that had the informal hearing should be hearing back just to know how those hearings went. So the process is moving forward. The tax assessor will be finalizing the grand list at the end of January. So I thank his office for their hard work these past couple months, and for residents for reaching out if they have their concerns going through the process. Senior and disabled homeowners tax relief application period. We get questions about this, and very often we've heard, I didn't know about this. So we want to make sure that we're taking every opportunity to let our seniors know. The application period for seniors and disabled persons to apply for local and/or state tax relief programs is Monday, February 2nd, 2026 to Thursday, May 15th, 2026. To learn if you are qualified or to ask questions, please call the assessor's office at 203-256-3110 or visit the office's webpage. State and local laws provide property tax relief programs for Fairfield residents who are age 65 and over or totally disabled and whose annual incomes and assets are within specified limits. These programs are designed to help Fairfield seniors and the totally disabled remain in your homes. All right, moving on. February 3rd is the special election date to fill the office of first select person. The polling locations are your regular polling places. Early voting is Thursday, January 29th through Sunday, February 1st from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the second floor of the downtown Fairfield University bookstore on the Post Road, just parking behind the bookstore as well as on the street. Absentee ballots must be received in the town clerk's office by 8 p.m. on election day. A secure ballot drop box is available in front of Old Town Hall. Should you prefer this method over mailing your ballot, you can also go to the town clerk and get an application and vote absentee in the town clerk's office. Information about the special election can be found on the homepage of the town website, www.fairfieldct.org, in the black box on the left entitled Voting Information for February 3rd Special Election for First Select Person. For questions on absentee ballots, please call the town clerk at 203-256-3090, and for questions on voting, please call the registrars of voters at 203-256-3115, and polling hours on February 3rd is 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. And just for grants received by the town is always seeking funding assistance from several sources to offset costs for important projects. Some of the grants the town recently received include, and there's just a listing. We were heading into budget season. We talk a lot about expenses, but there's two parts of the budget. There's the expense side and there's also the revenue side. We have a full-time grants coordinator that works with our department heads and residents to identify grants to provide revenue to the town and offset expenses for major projects. So just over the last couple months, we were awarded a $300,000 Safe Streets and Roads for All, the SS4A. We've been talking a lot about that. That funding organization, the Federal Highway Administration, USDOT. The engineering department was the recipient. This improves bike and pedestrian safety by addressing unsafe traffic diversions from I-95 and US Route 1 onto local state roads. So we'll be doing some work about just doing some engineering. Right now we hear a lot about traffic in town. Some of that we appreciate when 95 or the Merit is backed up. People get off the highway and use our local roads. This grant will enable us to do some research and do some temporary construction to try to make it less attractive to get off the highway. We want to keep those vehicles on 95 and not add to our local traffic. So that's going to be some initial funding for that. $49,728 for speed and aggressive driving grant. That was the Connecticut DOT. The police department received that to reduce traffic-related fatalities and injuries through targeted enforcement and proactive public safety strategies related to speeding and aggressive driving. We received $78,040 Port Security Grant. This is from FEMA for the police department. This maintains maritime security for our coastal town. $54,720 for DUI enforcement, Connecticut DOT. Police department is the recipient to enhance roadway safety by supporting our police department's DUI enforcement activities and the town's Vision Zero initiatives. $601,170 Small Town Assistance Program, the STEEP Grant, State of Connecticut Engineering. This is for the Phase 2 pedestrian improvements on Reef Road, which are ongoing. These are all grants that many of them have already come before the Board of Selectpersons for approval. $49,920 Distracted Driving Program. The funding organization is Connecticut DOT. Recipient is the police department to reduce traffic-related fatalities and injuries related to distracted driving. $1,587,705 Local Transportation Capital Improvement Program, LOTCIP. This is the CT Department of Transportation. Recipient department is Engineering. This is to help cover costs for the replacements of the Commerce Drive Bridge. $122,250 the Energy Efficiency and Conservation Block Grant, U.S. Department of Energy. This is for DPW to construct a canopy over the recycling trailer. $441,600 CDBG is the grant program. The funding organization is U.S. HUD. This is for economic development. This is to assist a broad area such as Board of Ed, DPW, street sidewalk improvements, local small businesses, and handyman assistance to low-income residents, and just to name a few. And $1 million commitment from the Urban Act Program, Economic Development, to support road safety improvements on Reading Road and surrounding area. This grant was awarded actually in the last fiscal year. And $1,000 from the Connecticut Office of Arts. Recipient donation, the department recipient is the Economic Development Department, and this supports the town's new cultural district. And another $1,000 for supporting arts program, economic development to support Arts Commission's work. So there's a lot of funding out there. Town is continuing to be proactive. We know that there have been threats for some federal funding, so we don't know how that will impact us right now. And very often there's a trickle-down effect for cuts, but our department heads remain diligent of looking for new revenue sources. So I just wanted to bring that to the public's attention, and a little recap for the board, because we've been approving these here and there, and it's kind of nice, just a little recap of just seeing how these dollar amounts add up. All right, any announcements? Just would like to thank those residents that participated in the Martin Luther King Day of Service, the museum. I stopped by there, and they were happy. It was crowded, snowy day, but kids were making cards for children in the hospital and for veterans, and bird feeders, and doing plantings, and appreciate just everybody coming out to celebrate the day. All right, seeing no more announcements, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.